Hello, everybody, and welcome to what I can now confidently say is episode number 4 of Roll20 Presents Dungeons and Dragons' Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Thank you for coming, everyone. Hello, hi. I'd like to add a few more layers to that title. I don't think it's long enough yet.
Wait.
Wait,
Okay,
I thought it was Dungeon
Roll20 Presents Dungeon Fuckers playing
No,
Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah, it's
Waterdeep.
the Dungeon
of the
Fuckers
Mad Mage.
in. Yeah, and then we
Right.
need another layer of corporate sponsorship on top of that, like presented by
presented
Yeah.
by Wendy's or
Toasty,
something.
In partnership with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like to thank our
Don't forget with Sage Latour on the drums.
A Wizards of the Coast production of. Yeah, well, hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be, in mere moments, diving back into the eponymous Dungeon of the Mad Mage. But it's been a little while, and I want to get caught up with my friends and fellow players. I've been in a foreign country and have lost all sight of the normal things that I do. I can't even remember how to make my computer work, so we're lucky that I'm even here at all. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but when you go, you leave your computer, you don't do anything to it, you go away for a while, like to a convention or whatever, you come back and nothing works properly.
Oh, I had that experience earlier. Yes.
Like
that
for
happened to
no
me.
reason. Like it didn't
My
update.
audio just stopped
It
working.
just doesn't work anymore.
And I was like,
Yeah, why? Why is it like that?
Evidently, one of my 50 knobs was turned in a way that it should not have been.
Sorry.
I know, knob. I know. That's yeah. It means penis.
Yep, knobs. Yeah, I mean
Really,
that
Dave?
that happens.
Really? How old are you?
Mhm.
6.
Or are you 69?
There
Nice.
you go. Yeah. So thankfully I avoided that, but I've definitely had it happen before where I'm just like, cool, let's just do the normal thing. We're just powering things up, pressing buttons, didn't check anything. And you're like, good, my audio is inverted and I sound like the devil and my camera doesn't work and I can't connect to the internet. Good stuff.
Sounding like the devil with an inverted camera seems like a good setup, personally.
That's what Elf tries to do all the time.
True. Fair. That's fair. How goes the ongoing saga of Neverwinter Nights, Elf? How is the exciting land of gaming from 1998?
It's so good.
When did that game actually come out? 2002?
2001.
Mother of God. What innocent times those were.
But it's so good. It's so good, man. If you haven't seen me do Neverwinter Nights roleplay, you need to come by and enjoy that.
Mhm.
The character is a level 7 druid, level 2 barbarian so far. The druid barbarian split. And I may have applied for a second character because you got to do like an application to get certain sub races. Try and make a drow rogue, so we'll see how that goes.
Interesting. So you have to apply to play. Is it that like they want
to play anything that has an ECL level adjustment or anything that they don't want like a million of just like running around?
Man, that's a term I have not heard in a while. So that's the thing. Let me try to remember my ancient history of role-playing games. That's the thing where if you play a race that is like normally cool and tough, you count as being a higher level than you are.
You count as being a higher level than you are because your racial advantages give you so much more of an advantage than the regular racial advantages of like whatever. So for instance, drow have like regular spell resistance like that they just get, and they get lots of pluses to stats that everybody else has like a plus and a minus, that kind of stuff. Like they got better stat stuff,
right?
So they get an adjustment for their character level, which really sucks when you're trying to level early on because you're a level 2 character capable of level 2 things that only gets XP from things that level 4 characters would get XP from. So
interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
So you're making this drow rogue as your second character, and then so like, when are you gonna start dual boxing? When are you gonna be like, here's my one character and here's my other character, and now they're like friends with each other?
You cannot have your characters interact in any way. Like
even if you have 2 accounts and 2 computers and you don't tell anybody.
No. The most potent thing that has happened recently is I found out that my cool werewolf mentor died.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And died. It's very dramatic.
So you found out, that means you didn't kill them?
I mean, I didn't, but
it's a good way to find out that happened.
I have sworn vengeance upon those who have. So
So okay? This is the thing that always confused me about these games. Your werewolf mentor was a person in the game, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the people that killed your werewolf mentor are also a person in the game.
Yes. Also.
Okay, so you've sworn vengeance against real people for
other players.
Got
yeah.
it.
Oh my god, this is an episode of Elementary, 100%. She swore vengeance against the people who killed her online mentor and then avenged them in real life.
Why would I do that?
So Blue Jay, what have you been watching lately? Can we take a wild guess?
There was an esports episode of Elementary.
I
It was
swear
horrible
to God that every other time I talk to you, you're talking about Elementary. Are you
because I've
done
been
yet
watching
or
like 6 seasons. I'm almost done.
Mhm.
Okay. But like, so they had an esports episode, and the person that they were like looking into was, I kid you not, like an Inuit from like Alaska or somewhere
Mhm.
who literally had like a seal killing club that he brought from his tribe for good luck and was used as the murder weapon.
I will say this. I will say this about that episode. It's nice that they decided to make the two ideas they had one
They were like,
episode,
"Let's
because
just smush
that
these
sounds
together."
that sounds like two bad episodes. They just made one
No,
really
that was
bad
like
episode.
that was probably the worst episode of Elementary that I've ever seen.
I'd like to suggest to you that if you thought that esports episode was weird and bad, go look up the virtual reality episode of X-Files and watch
Yeah.
that.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Because every show has one like bad one of those.
I'm pretty sure there's a good, like, if you want like really bad gamer with like terminology stuff, there's a CSI one. That's
Oh, yeah? Oh
I was
my
about to say
God.
there's a I want to say a
bad
Bones episode
well.
about
See,
black
the
metal.
farther back you get, the
mean-
more like head shaking it is. They
Yeah.
actually
Well,
did
like
a pretty
the-
okay job representing at the beginning, but then they smushed in that Seal Club killing part, and I was just like, wow.
Oh no,
I mean,
I'm
I
not.
know there's like all of the holodeck stuff from Star Trek. Like,
Oh yes,
basically,
I'm
a
when
virtual
Riker
art-
fell in love with the hologram.
You know what?
That's the one.
TNG does an okay job with the holodeck shit. It's when you get to Voyager that it gets really egregious.
I was
How
I wasn't-
dare you? You can pry that out of my cold, dead,
It's okay,
Messiah
Lauren.
resurrected hand.
Adam has some prejudices against Voyager that we
I-
cannot address.
You
in
know,
the
I
space of
like
this show.
Captain Janeway, but Tom fucking Paris ruins the show for me.
I knew that.
He's
Uh,
the fucking
yeah.
worst.
Star
He's the
Star
worst.
Trek side note. I finished Deep Space Nine and I had a good time.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I just watched Deep Space Nine for the first time like a little bit ago because I had watched an episode here or there, but I'd never gotten like the whole story. And Deep Space Nine is one of the main treks that actually has like season arcs, as opposed to just like this is an episode and another cool episode.
Unsurprising to any of you, I'm sure, who know anything about Deep Space Nine, is that Garrick is my favorite character.
Of course.
Garrick is that
He's, like, the
dude
best
Garrick is that dude who's always doing calibrations, right? That's
Garrick-
like he's
no,
like
No,
Shepard's
Garrick
boyfriend.
is the spy.
Garrick,
Yeah, the one you can get the body pillow of now.
Oh, okay. I
Mhm.
get the
3 different people have sent that to me.
I understand that reference now.
Garrick, and Golda Cat, both Cardassians, both.
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah. The thing is like I remember watching episodes of Deep Space Nine when I was like a kid. And I remember being absolutely in love with Julian Bashir. And when I went and watched it again, I was like, oh my God.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's not great.
Star Trek
Oh
and
no.
Star Trek and D&D have in common the like humans with bumpy foreheads thing going on, where they're like, we have these different species that aren't that different from humans so that we can show kind of like human-esque stuff, right? Like elves, humans, and dwarves are all kind of the same, but they're like, we're going to put some pointy ears and make these ones short with beards. But I think it's like if you can get past that, if you don't need aliens, I think it's kind of cool. Like the Cardassians are a really good example of like a lawful evil culture, right? Like they're really interesting and they're a good way to be
Their
like,
justice system is the fucking.
I
Yeah.
love it. Like you never go to trial unless you're already guilty.
It's like you're guilty. We're gonna do a trial, but we already know that you're guilty, and now you're being executed.
Like
So,
before you go to trial, they don't even tell you what
the
you're on trial
Cardassians,
for.
the
Like,
Cardassians would be really into Bane. They'd be all over
yeah,
that
I
dude.
feel like they're a little bit Thayan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
I
Dave-
just love Star
it's-
Trek. There's just
I would say
so much
Dave's
in
over
it.
here like Star Trek, whatever. No, not a fan, Dave.
Just
I've never watched a whole episode.
oh my god.
Just let me-
I really enjoyed
house,
playing with
please.
you guys, but I'm gonna have to go forever
Aw.
now.
Oh,
So
bad.
So do you have a replacement? Do you have like a favorite sci-fi show? Is it because the Queen makes you watch Doctor Who? Is that why you're not
I've
allowed to
never
watch Star
watched a full
Trek?
episode of Doctor Who.
Don't say that. She can hear us.
It's
Our
fine.
spies are
Yeah.
everywhere.
you just hear in
oh
the
my
background.
God, I just realized that now there are 2 Americans on this show. It literally took me until this episode to realize.
I mean, I'm American.
Yeah, American.
well, but before it was me and a bunch of Canadians and Dave,
No, that's fair.
Mhm.
and they all were subservient to the Queen. And I just
I think if you put you and
So
Dave
sorry.
together, then you get a British person, right? That's what, or Canadian. That's what happens, right?
oh right,
Yeah,
a
so
British
you-
person
it's-
and
it's-
American
yeah.
put together is a Canadian. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like breeding
For those of you-
Pokemon
for those
or
of you in
whatever.
chat who are talking about alternate sci-fis that are better, Farscape is a good choice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Babylon 5 and Farscape both, I think, just went right over my head when they
Farscape
came
is
out.
so good.
I've
Adam.
heard that.
You
Yeah.
watch it. It's so good.
There's been, I think, you know why? I think I didn't hear about them when they were on, and then my first exposure to them was probably like bad licensed RPGs. Because I
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
remember seeing a Farscape RPG and being like, this sucks. Oh, because it was a D20 game and it came out in the mid 2000s. So yes, of course I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So it's good though.
Chat makes
Farscape,
it good.
Farscape, the series is real good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is polarizing, but I've very much enjoyed it. So I think maybe you would also
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
angle that I
Did anybody else watch Lex? Anybody watch that show? Talking about weird
No.
sci-fi.
No, I don't.
It's like David Cronenberg made like Firefly. It is weird as shit. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, it's
I
a
don't think
weird
I've
one.
ever even heard of it up until just right now.
Their spaceship is like a giant bug, and it's got kind of like a European sci-fi thing going on. It's a weird show. It's super weird.
Dave is like, ugh, sci-fi.
Yeah, thinking about it.
Think
the
about
only sci-fi
sci-fi.
show I've watched is Red Dwarf.
Okay, that's very English of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Both
here's the
quite-
thing with sci-fi: there's less swords. In sci-fi.
Exactly.
hmm
So that's why Star Wars is the best.
I
one.
was gonna say Star Wars.
Because it's science fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not science fiction.
Well, it's because Star Wars, at least early on, was just a samurai movie with laser
space.
swords. Which,
Oh.
Perfect.
yeah, right. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, do you like Throne of Blood? Here you go, laser swords.
Just so everybody knows, it's just so it's clear and like perfectly clear to everybody in chat. Star Wars is my favorite one
hmm
of all.
Oh,
of them.
oh, I'm not. No one's saying that Star Wars and Star Trek have to be.
I'm just
like-
making sure that they know ranking wise that Star Wars is my favorite one.
You're allowed to be wrong. That's fine.
Wow, you can't be wrong about your own favorites,
I mean,
Blue Jay.
we can. I mean, I'm just we can get into this.
Yeah, if we want to talk about wrong decisions,
Oh,
should we
let's talk
should we
about it.
discuss spiritual guardians? Does anybody want to talk about spiritual guardians? 'Cause
About the
we
best
could do
science
that.
fiction movie, it's definitely Jupiter Ascending.
well, I gotta go. That's enough for me.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
I can always make someone pissed off about it, and I genuinely mean it. I fucking love Jupiter Ascending.
I've never seen it.
Such a good movie.
Woo.
I love how he actually left.
Yeah,
Well, Miro's the GM
I won.
now, so
that's how I win. Jules level 20 now.
Got it in before he came back.
Oh boy. You ever hear a take so bad you had to leave the show forever? Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Let's do it. Let's do that thing. Let's do the thing that we're actually here for.
I mean,
So you and your new best friend, what's his name? Gareth Hark? Galeth?
Harrick Gark.
Garkus? Herkus
Why are you
Dirk?
stealing all our fucking
AKA my boyfriend.
The XP sponge. Haleth Gark.
Yeah, Haleth Gark.
Your
That's what I
best
said.
buddy, yeah, Garrus Hart, Galeth Hark. He's hanging
I
out with
think it
you.
was Haleth Gark.
Listen, it's fine. Just you can say whichever way you want.
I'm pretty sure
I
it's
wrote it down
Haleth Snark.
as Haleth Gark.
His actual name is
Haleth
his
Gark.
character sheet says his name is Revenant, but his actual name
Haleth
is
Gark.
Haleth Gark.
I wrote it down.
Mr. Halethgark.
He's very important to me.
Oh yes,
So-
Darth.
Darth Arcus. So he's just helped you. He's relieved you of a fifth of your experience points for killing 2 Ettins and a shit ton of goblins. Just a massive amount of goblins. And you are currently in a room that I didn't want to like just immediately jump to like, what do you want to do? Because I think, Dave, you were interested in digging into this statue a little bit more, right? Because in this room, that big star, because remember, you were the one that twigged to it being part of there was like a riddle earlier on that was like in the room with the...
With the two heads, look to the left.
Oh yeah. I didn't write that one down.
Okay, so let me give you another quick description of the room. The room is just fucking lousy with dead goblins. They're just everywhere. The room stinks of murdered goblin, of blood and awful. Behind you, next to this stone pillar, there is a deformed granite statue. The statue appears to depict a dwarvish king standing atop a 3-foot-high stone pedestal. So I guess the king's like 6 feet tall. And sprouting from the king's neck is a deformed, mostly featureless second head with an elongated, toothless mouth. All inscription on the pedestal has been worn away by time, and on the king's brow rests an engraved stone circlet. His large hands grasp the handle of a stone warhammer.
Now, if I remember correctly, we had some hint about directions to go from this guy.
Yeah.
Of the 2-headed king, something past the trap that we fell in, and I don't know.
It said look
It's
to
got
the
one time.
left. It's in that. If we scroll up.
There's
Scroll till we can't scroll anymore.
probably a secret thingamabob let down here somewhere. I don't know. Let's go find this thing.
Where's the secret thing?
Now, all of the goblins came from up here. The 2 Ettins, which now lie piled atop each other,
Oh, I got it.
came from this north hallway as well.
Well, it says look to his left. There you will find the path you seek, or something like that. So
I copy pasted.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's to his left though. That's
Yeah.
the important thing.
Yeah.
To the left of him. That's the
Yeah,
part.
so the statue, he is facing this way into the room.
Oh, and that was something that Rin heard when she touched the obelisk,
Yes,
right?
that was
Yes.
my like epiphany of magical telepathy or something.
Yeah. The whatever the voice whispered into your mind.
The voice of what's his name?
This direction would be his left. Really bad.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, if he's facing this way,
He's facing this
is his
way.
left.
That's his left. You got it.
Really bad at lefts and right.
Yeah.
Oh, me
I just
too.
had to turn.
Make an L with your hand.
But they're both could be L's.
You just do it normally. You don't spin your hands around like a robot.
You get tattoos. You get tattoos on your hands, on the back of your hands, and
I
this one
actually-
says right, and this one says left, and then you regret it for the rest of your life because it was incorrect.
Don't do that to me.
So, where are you going to go? What are you going to do? I mean, I guess you can kind
right.
of see into this other room. Let me see if there's anything over there.
Jules gonna
Um,
investigate the wall
Goblins.
real fast.
Okay. So, yeah, let's talk about what everybody's doing. So, Jewel, what wall are you investigating?
This one, the north wall.
This one up here? Okay. All right. Cool. So make an investigation check as you go up and start pawing at the wall, examining its surface.
With my invisible gloves.
Okay.
Well,
All right. It appears to just be a regular wall. There's some goblin blood on it.
cool.
Yeah. Plain
Definitely
stone
got
wall.
one, but
Haleth. This is his name, right? Haleth.
Yep.
Haleth scowls.
Howling Thousand over here.
He scowls and he says, I think to Jewel, he says, "What are you doing? What are we waiting for?"
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a secret wall with a hidden door.
Yes, because I heard something that said that we should head to the two-headed king's the left, and if this isn't the two-headed king, I don't know what is.
I mean, it could just be down that hallway, but I figured I should also check the door because of the wall.
I have a question. Do
Yeah.
you think I could reanimate those 2-headed giants?
No.
I don't know.
They're a little large, aren't they?
I mean, there has to be a way, right?
They
They're
might get
so
stuck in the tunnel.
big.
They have 2 heads. What if you just reanimate one of them?
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think they could carry around the... You know, we should test that later. Can we put one of them in your bag, 8?
No, the mouth is like this wide.
Oh.
So for the time being, Haleth is tolerating your standing around, but he's like pacing nervously over here, and he keeps looking down this way.
It's likely that to the left, merely here, where the giants came from.
Yeah, we need to go that way.
And Jewel like turns and looks at him and is like, "Are you okay? You look antsy."
He nods and he says, "I just don't understand why we're standing around here. We dealt with the goblins. The way is clear. The people who betrayed me," and he points over in this direction, "they're that way. I can feel it."
And how
Are they on
exactly?
this level?
He shakes his head. "They're below us. The stairs are right around this corner."
But that's not to the left.
"I don't care what's to the left. Your foolish riddle is just slowing us down. Every minute we wait, they get further away."
Wait, does the statue turn? 8, can you turn the statue?
How exactly did you and your companions get through here without wading through this mess?
There weren't any goblins in this room when we came here. Plus, my old companions, as we have proven, are somewhat stealthy. So we just snuck by.
Well, unfortunately, we are not quite as stealthy, and I would prefer that we make sure that someone is not coming up behind us before we head down those stairs. It is merely a precaution. You can stop being so antsy. We will continue.
He just scowls at you.
Yeah, I'm tugging on this dwarf.
Okay, good. Thanks.
I'm trying to move it. I got
Would you like to phrase that a different way, or okay? So, just over here tugging on this dwarf. So, good. Well, when you're done with him, Tyrion runs back off into the dungeon. So the statue is life size, which means he's standing on a 3-foot pedestal. So he's only like a foot higher than you, because you're like what, 7 feet, 6 feet,
8.
Okay, right. Named after your height. So yeah, you're probably level with the crown. He is he's got his deformed weird head sticking out on one side. His face is otherwise stern and quiet. He's holding a warhammer in his hands, and the head of the warhammer is planted at his feet.
Just a super check. It's a stone warhammer, right?
It is, yes. Yeah, everything about it is stone.
Not like a taking hammer.
No, yeah. I mean, but you can. I mean, it looks like it's carved out of multiple like pieces. The statue. Make a perception check just to see what you see just looking at it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What?
All right, what you got? 19. Nice. Okay. 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that you can think of, and you've got an eye for craft, right? You know how to make things and fix things. You're not a stonemason, but there is no way that without magic, the deformed head could exist in this statue. It looks like it's been drawn up out of the body with magic. On top of that, the warhammer sits on a piece of stone that is separate between its feet that is circular. And so looks to you like you may be able to push or pull or rotate it.
Yeah. I would love to do that right now.
Okay.
Take a rest. Yes.
You're like, I have 1 hit point. So what are you going to
do? Let's see.
Do it.
Look to his left. Is that going to be... Let's twist it first if it's on the circular thing, because otherwise it would just be the same shape as the warhammer to push it down.
That's right. It's on a circle. So as you turn it, there is a faint grinding sound, right, of stone against stone. and some dust kind of falls between it, and there's like you can see the crack really clearly now. And as the warhammer turns all the way around in the king's hand, it clicks back into place, and there was a shuddering as the statue begins to rise. The pedestal itself is rising up out of the floor and reveals below it an open cavity. It's about like 3 feet deep by 3 feet across, little cavity at the bottom of the statue. And sitting in this cavity on a velvet cushion is a gold circlet, identical to the one worn by the Dwarven King statue.
It's a
It's
crown.
headband of Inkler. No, I want it. I take it. Give it to me.
I want it. I take it. Give it to me. Okay. I mean, yeah. You lean in and you grab it and you take it out and you're now holding on to it.
Well,
What is that?
It's a crown.
Oh, did it work? Did you turn it?
It's not a
Yes.
crown of horns, is it?
No,
Oh, okay.
crown of gold.
I
Treasure.
just-
I've never found my own treasure before.
Isn't, and I motion
there
to
you
all
are.
the goblin corpses surrounding us. Isn't this its own sort of treasure, though, 8? You create your own treasure. Now give it to me.
Yes. No. Unless you can cast detect magic on it.
It's a circlet of intellect devouring.
I can actually cast detect magic on it. Give it to me.
By all means, you should do that, and we should take a rest
I agree.
because I killed many goblins. Many goblins.
Yes, you're quite tired. Now give it to
So
me.
Haleth, when you start talking about a rest, Haleth is like, "What? A rest? No, there's no time. They're going to get away. We have to press on."
Where are
You
they going
have
to
the
go?
entirety of your unlife to follow your compatriots. I would recommend that you re-examine how you wish to spend your remaining days. Now, we're resting.
Where do you expect that they will go except back up out this way?
This dungeon is a warren of tunnels. They could find another way up, a hidden way. I don't want to
Alright,
lose
well then.
them.
It seems like you aren't able to lose them. So I feel like we're gonna rest. Also, again, you're dead. We're not.
So
He
doesn't.
denied
He
that.
doesn't
He
actually
didn't.
know that.
No, I said that he was.
Makari already told him that
Yeah, he
denied
doesn't
it.
believe it.
He doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different than everyone
And
else.
I
not believing.
didn't do anything to prove it either.
So you can see him like weighing like whether he can kill these idiots on his own or whether he needs your help. Make a persuasion check, either Makaria or Jewel, because that's who's doing it, with advantage because
Sure.
you're both working on them. So whoever has the better one. can make the roll.
persuasion.
Yeah.
I've got a +3.
Yep, yours is higher than mine. Mine's
Oh,
+2.
nice. I'm being so persuasive.
You see
I
16.
don't have a negative in persuasion.
Ooh, you got it. Nice. He's hard to persuade. Okay, so he scowls, and you can see him make that decision. That like, fine, like I have a better chance to kill them with you helping me. And he says, "We wait, but briefly. We don't have time."
Yes. We all wish to remain living. So
And he looks at you, Makaria, particularly, and he says, "I would have thought you would have understood. You're a cleric. Doesn't your god speak to you? I can feel Joaquin's desire in my heart in a way I've never felt before."
oh yes, death would bring you closer to your god, wouldn't it? That doesn't make any sense. It's not your god's power that leads you, but you won't believe me, so that's fine. Let me see the crown. I want to see it.
Yeah, all right. I'll give it to you so you can cast a magic spell. Nope, it's my crown.
So you don't actually have to cast detect magic on it if you're taking a short rest, because you can just do
Yeah.
the thing where you identify it or whatever,
Then
right?
it's mine.
Yeah, so you can hold on to it 8 if that's what you're gonna do. All right. So anybody who wants to spend hit dice, who has hit dice remaining, please go
I want
ahead
to spend them for my zombie.
Okay, sure. Oh yeah, that's
Gosh
right.
darn it! Why do I roll so badly?
So we figured out we did a bunch of discussing and Blue Jay did some rules searching, and
Thank you, chat, for helping.
Monsters, like other characters, regardless of what kind of monster they are, have hit dice, and so they can spend them on a short rest,
By the
or
way,
they can recover them on a long rest, just like anybody else does.
do not forget Song of Rest. It is an extra D8 in your rolls.
I love that.
D8 like added to
To each of your hit die rolls, I think
It
it is.
is just
each of them.
It's just the one. Just the one. Just the
Oh,
one.
okay.
I rolled 2 1s and a 2 on
Oh,
all
no.
of
Is it D6? I thought it scaled up. It might be D6. Let me check.
Okay, so the zombie hit dice is a D8, and they have 3 of them. I don't know if I could, like, I think this would roll the total hit points.
you're
Yeah,
right.
that's not right.
1d8 at 9th level, so it's 1d6 only.
Okay. Well,
So-
maybe I'll re-roll.
Yeah, same.
So just
Oh, 4.
Ooh.
1d8.
So Haleth is going to attune to the Mace of Disruption, as long as he knows which end to point at the enemy.
Okay, so I'll just roll 1d8 with no additions. What would you usually add to? You don't add anything to your hit roll, right?
Constitution
Constitution,
bonus.
There's a button on the sheet for hit dice.
No, it's just hit points.
Oh, for your zombies. Yeah. No.
Yeah, for zombies there isn't, because
Mine is.
Yeah, I'm rolling for my zambonis. So you would add Constitution?
Yes.
So that would be 7 plus 3,
Oh.
10. So I think they're just full health because they only have. No, that's 11.
Not full.
woo. Okay, and then Gareth Hork also needs. There's something else I need to do. Oh yeah, he glows now. The Mace of Disruption is glowing.
Ooh, my
What if he-
Zambo.
What if he hits himself with it? I don't know. It'll blow his head off. Like,
And then you said 1d6. Does the zombie get that for the Song of Rest?
yes. Yeah. Why wouldn't they? Sure.
Sure. My zombie's back at full health. Fuck yeah. For a zombie, he looks great.
I just tried to look through Hallis' eyes and everything went dark. Hold on, I gotta refresh. I see the world the way a revenant does.
No, black
Everything is
darkness.
darkness.
Everything is darkness. No parents.
Adam. Adam, what's my treasure?
Let me tell you. So upon reflection, you find that the circlet that you've discovered is I think it's a circlet of blasting. I think is the description of that particular item.
That's AoE.
So, well, you'd think a circlet of blasting, perhaps in previous.
Raise. Shit.
Yeah, it's Scorching Ray. For those of you viewing at home, for everybody playing the home game, a circlet of blasting. While wearing the circlet, you can use an action to cast the Scorching Ray spell. When you make the spell's attacks, do so with an attack bonus of +5. It cannot be used this way again until the next dawn. So it is a laser helmet. You put it on and it fires
Hell
a Scorching
yeah.
Ray.
Laser helmet.
Certainly cooler than the last helmet that Dave's character had. But yes, blasting may be a misnomer, but Circlet of Pew Pew is not quite as cool.
So you can do Scorching Ray one time per.
Once a day, yeah,
Long
at
rest.
a +5 to hit. Yeah, 8 has a laser beam, and it doesn't require attunement, so you can just throw it on your head.
Yeah. So my thinking is, probably since there are turns when you are reduced to using vicious mockery.
Mm.
so
Oh yeah.
Maybe giving it to Rin is the best shout.
Oh, but then Ring gets a cool circlet,
You
and
want
I
me to
don't.
scorching ray things? I'm into that.
Yeah, all right. Please enjoy it.
So it's in the compendium if you want to just drag and drop it to your character sheet.
Okie dokie.
You may need
I
to
mean,
create the attack yourself, but
What is it?
Circlet of Blasting.
I'd like laser eyes, but I think the laser eyes should go to someone.
yeah.
Okay, but if you wore the circlet around your eyes, you would have laser eyes.
I don't need them to see really. I just see any.
Poke some holes in them. Be like Jordy.
Rin is
I've already
certainly
got
excited
some.
about the idea of shooting magical laser beams. That is
Yeah, go.
one of the things she likes.
Give it to the zombie.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Oh my god, that would be great.
So I think we probably have a short vignette of like all the characters like, you know, trying out their putting on your new like laser helmet and whatever. And and old Revenant Hark over here, we see him like attuned to the mace, but he's like clearly unsettled by it. Like he's like balancing it in his hand and it's glowing and he's kind of like swinging around in the air, but there's something about it that he doesn't quite understand but makes him uneasy. He's just like, this is obviously
Does it make me
powerful."
uneasy?
I don't think so. If he accidentally hits one of your zombies with it, though, boom.
Oh no.
But yeah, so he's just kind of like, this is something about this. But I think he chalks it up to it just being very powerful. So yeah, I think he's the one that is like, fine. Are we ready to continue?
I guess.
Yes. To this secret passage.
And he points and he says, the stairs are this way.
But what if
Again,
this way is the secret passage that they will take back up? Wouldn't it be better to know if they had another escape?
I waited when you asked me to wait. We're done. The stairs are here. They're down this way.
again, we wish not to be ambushed by something that comes up behind us. If one of the goblins has escaped and is now, during our rest, gathering people to come at our backs, I do not want to end up how you did, Haleth. So let us at least investigate the rest of these tunnels, and then we will go down your stairs.
You intend to clear this whole level of the dungeon before we press on?
Merely this section where we were ambushed by dozens of goblins.
Elf lasers him in the face. He dies. Make a persuasion check, Makaria.
Okay.
I was helping.
Oh well, I got a 15 without
What's that,
the
Dave?
help.
I thought I was helping.
Yeah, sure. Blue Jay, roll
Okay.
again with advantage. You're not gonna do much better than 15. All right. He says, I owe you for bringing me up out of that pit. Gods know how long I would have been down there, but I have a mission now, and I have to fulfill it. If you stay on this level, I cannot go with you.
He has a mission now.
Mm.
I did a little what was it, a medicine or a history or something check before, but like
Yeah.
this language that he's using, would there be something that I could do I already like
I don't know, man. He doesn't sound like any different than any other religious wacko. Like, this is how paladins talk all the time. Like, I can
Right.
sense
Okay.
evil below and
know-
must smite it.
You
Right.
know,
Could be a robot.
I do sort of agree with our friend here, if only because this is the first level of this place. If we want to find anything interesting, we're going to have to go deeper. This is the place where all of the adventurers come and then turn around and go back upstairs. There's nothing here that we need. If we go further, we might find something useful.
On your
Or interesting.
right on your head.
I know,
there.
but other than that,
So
My-
when you say that, Rin, he says, perhaps if we wanted to examine the room where these creatures came from, now that we've slain them, they might have treasure, but no further than that.
My only question is, do we care about the riddle that we read? It said, look to the left, and Jewel like points down that north corridor that is to the left. That's left.
Haleth walks over to the statue, turns and faces it, and points at the secret door you came in, and he says, the statue's left.
I guess that's also left.
There's your secret tunnel. Now let's go.
Wait, how does he work that out?
So the statue is facing
This is the left of
facing
the
this
statue.
way. His left hand is on this side. If you're looking at him, there's a secret tunnel right there.
And it was supposed to beyond a secret passage waits the two-headed king. Look to his left. south of here.
Also,
beyond a secret passage.
Also, he would say pretty much anything to get you to like come with him downstairs.
No.
So
I
he
don't
might
think
just be full of shit.
I don't think that's the case
Oh,
because
the goblins.
it
I
says
am not getting worried for goblins.
beyond a secret tunnel, which was there, waits the two-headed king, which is there.
It's
it
map
wouldn't
left.
point you backwards to
That's
the
true.
same thing you had just done.
But also, Rin, as you have experienced firsthand, Halaster is like full of shit. So
That's true.
So do we want to go here? And
I think
Jewel
that it's
just
wise to
like,
investigate the goblins that we.
scampers over here and then just starts walking down the hallway. She's like, let's just go.
yeah. Okay.
Goblins, and then fine. Okay, level 2. That's a good compromise.
All right.
It seems to like physically pain old Hark to go the other way, but he does. All right. So you head up this tunnel, and as you can see, it's a pretty long tunnel that goes north of where you are, with several entrances into another area off to the side. Hark's gonna hang out back here.
Okay, well, where do you think it is that these giant creatures came from? Is there like a dusty footprints in the ground, or
Not particularly.
okay?
I mean, you can see a door here that's like kind of it's shut. Actually, there's a wooden door shut right there. And then also, Rin, as you come around the corner, there's a goblin.
I was going to say there's a dead goblin.
There's a dead goblin in this hallway, and I think this goblin. I think has like specific wounds. Let me check.
I guess I'll go over to the goblin.
Okay. Yeah. So you come in there and take a look. So that goblin. Let's see here. It appears that it appears that goblin has been bludgeoned to death.
Probably by giant ettins.
Quite possibly by an Etten. Yeah.
Looks like they weren't happy about being summoned.
Well, there is a door back the way we came. Maybe they came through there.
It's also a big room over here with the
Yeah. So when you peer around that corner, you can see into what looks like an ancient forge. Up here in the corner, there is an enormous iron anvil in front of a hearth. The hearth is cold now.
Oh, okay.
Hanging above the anvil from thick iron chains is a 10-foot long, 8-foot wide stone hammer. Anybody speak Dwarvish?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So you recognize 8 as you come into that room. You recognize the Dwarvish runes for earth and water, or air and fire. Sorry, the other two. The runes for air and fire on the side of the hammer, and in the forge you can see 2 rotting carrion crawler bodies. Yeah. So the forge is all up here.
Does the weapon look like it's made of stone like the other one, or
It's huge. It's got to weigh thousands of pounds. It's 10 feet
okay.
long and 8 feet wide, and made of solid stone.
I wasn't listening enough to the description, I guess. I'm sorry. I was like, it's a weapon.
I
right?
take the Warhammer. I'm like, it's 7,000 pounds. You
you don't.
can't take the Warhammer. 8 could take it though. Yeah, there's a door here, and otherwise that's the room.
Okay, so this room appears to be empty. I suppose if what we're doing is truly making sure that Wait, you said that there was
So there's let me draw. So there's like
a forge that has some dead bodies in it.
So there's like this whole area here is the forge up there. It used to be the forge. There's an anvil, there's a big ass anvil, and there's a hammer and all of that stuff. And it's all filled with like
Corpses?
soot. right? No, the corpses are down here. There's a big slab of stone down here, and that's where the dead carrion crawlers are.
Can I look at it?
Yeah, they've been dead for days. They're all like rotting, and they're dead bugs, so they're like goopy.
They probably have other bugs growing on them too. Grody. Disgusting. Are there any weapons in this forge? Can I like take a look and see if like aside from this big stone one, because I know the 8 wanted.
There's nothing just laying around. No. I mean, if you climb up there and squeeze past the anvil, there's all the like debris in the back, all the like I don't know what they would use to charcoal. I don't know. The fuel for the forge is back there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I do that.
You just go start digging around back there.
I'm just looking.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you climb up on top of the thing and you look past the anvil. It's a little unnerving because there's this 7,000-pound stone warhammer hanging over your head.
Yeah.
And you would have to climb over the anvil to get into the back, but you do see buried in the dirt, hidden back here, the edges of 2 large sacks.
Oh.
Mm.
8. Might you come up here and make sure that this does not come tumbling down? Also, Jewel, you're a bit more deft than me. You should do this. I don't want to.
It's just like, valuables, dangerous situation, friends.
Yes, exactly.
Jewel, because curiosity goes over there. Do what? What?
There are some.
Ooh, things? And Jewel, like, without even thinking about it, just climbs over.
Yeah, you just
Good.
hop over. Okay,
Good.
yeah, sure. The 7,000-pound stone hammer does not fall on end to kill you.
Good.
Well, that's good.
On the other side of the hammer, there are 2 different runes carved on this side, but you, Jewel, do not understand them.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there's stuff carved on the wall. Does anyone know what that is?
I thought more about the bags of whatever.
Oh, what are these?
Yeah, so these large sacks are one of them contains thousands of coins.
Ooh.
The other contains many, many iron ingots. Neither bag is light enough for you to lift.
Ugh. Ugh.
They're grubby and have eaten mess on them.
Pulls out a handful of the coins.
Oh.
They are mostly copper.
Looks like the
That's
adventurers that were here before did indeed miss something.
What
Yes,
are the
a bunch of copper coins. How useful.
The other side are the runes for earth and water.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other bag contains iron ingots. The ingots are stamped with a hammer on one side and an anvil on the other. Because you can calculate these things at a glance, and because I'll just tell you, the ingots, there are 120 of them. They each weigh 1 pound. And the other sack with the coins contains, I'll round it, probably like 300 silver and then another 1,500 copper.
Not worth it.
The ingots, you figure you could sell them.
It's fine.
You could sell the ingots for like 5 silver a piece, probably. You know, your friends at the smithy would appreciate a bunch of like fine dwarven ingots, but it also weighs 120 pounds, that bag. So
Yeah, no worries. I'll take them both.
Fucking love 8.
yeah, put them in that bag of holding. So
Yeah.
how much does 1,400 copper and 350 silver weigh?
Great question.
Hmm.
We should look up the bag of holding as well.
Yeah, see how much weight you got. Let me look in the rolls and see. It's 50 coins to a pound. Okay. All right. So 1,400 divided by 50. Okay. That seem right? And then another 350. Oop. Right, 28 pounds. Yeah, this will be 7. So 16, 35, I don't know. I can't do math. 35 pounds. I was right. Okay. So the bag of the sack of coins is 35 pounds, and then it's another 120 pounds worth of iron ingots.
Okay. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, so we're fine.
Okay. Right.
We may struggle to put all the zombies in it if we get 4 zombies. And also,
We only have to
I
put
forgot that the bag was also zombie transporting.
We only have to put them in the bag if we attempt to go back to the surface through the Yawning Portal. I don't think that that's a concern right at the moment. And we can also make multiple trips. A single gold piece to go up and down is...
I mean, the great thing about 1,400 silver pieces is that it's, what, 1.5 gold?
So, yeah, so here's the thing. The bag itself weighs 15 pounds. It can carry 500 pounds worth of stuff. And I can carry 1,200 pounds of stuff by myself. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about carrying capacity ever in this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can carry that
I
much.
do,
You can
but
carry
you
that
don't.
much, like, maximum, right? It's not like you can casually just run around with it. That's like
Lift or drag.
dragging it. So that's not your that's not your like actual carrying capacity.
Can Granite lift that much out of the Yawning Portal?
Well, what's great about the bag of holding is that you take very heavy things and you turn them into. But that is a great point. That the lift is not going to be able to carry thousands of pounds of stuff up out of the
That's why you do several trips with just the bag of holding.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Jules like, well, we found a thing. What about that door over there? I feel like Jules in this like curious cat mode where it's just like, I'm just gonna run over here now and I've got the zoomies.
Yeah.
I've just realized,
Yes.
which might be relevant in the future regarding more intellect devourers. If you empty the bag of holding, you can put me in the bag of holding, and I only weigh 15 pounds because I don't need to breathe.
Right.
Except for the bag of holding can only fit 500 pounds and you're more than that.
I'm 450 pounds.
Boom. It's like a boxer. You got to slim down so you can be able to fit into the bag of holding.
I like the idea that at a certain point while we were all sleeping, you have tested this theory by putting yourself partially in the bag of holding.
Right, you wake up and the bag of holding is laying on the ground and there's just a note from 8 that says, I have put myself in the bag of holding. Please get me out.
I could just go in there and have a long rest for free because no one can get me.
Someone could steal the bag of holding.
I would laugh my ass off.
Oh my god, Vajra Safar steals the bag of holding so she
the
can...
bag of holding, and then fuck it, like after his long rest, 8 sticks his head out. The bandit's like, "What the crap?"
Security system. The trick of the bag of holding, and to answer chat's question, you can't put a bag of holding in another bag of holding. You also can't put it in a portable hole. It causes like massive matter-antimatter reaction. It's not good. It's like breaking a staff of the Archmage. It's a bad time for everybody involved. Yeah, okay, fair. You can do it. You just shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm standing to the side of this door that Jewel is like bouncing around outside.
I'm gonna open the door. I'm opening. Is it okay? I'm opening.
Okay. Yeah, you just yank it open.
Do
all right.
whatever you wish.
The door opens, revealing a hallway, and immediately inside the hallway, there are 2 alcoves on either side, each depicting an 8-foot-tall helmed elven warrior hefting a spear. They're doing that thing where the spears are like crossed over the hallway.
Does not go underneath those spears.
You've seen the Never-Ending Story. You know how this goes.
Those look like they're gonna stab me.
Why? I don't understand this dungeon. Dwarven sigils over there, elven statues over here. It's like they were all living in harmony or something. I don't like it.
Good.
Can you send a zombie through real fast?
Oh, sure. And I'll go back around the corner and
I got him.
Oh, you got them. Okay.
Yeah,
I can't see them.
Yeah, I brought him back for you.
Oh. I look at my zombie friends and I think about it for just a second and I point to the skeleton. I'm like, you go forward about, I don't know, how long is that? 10 feet, 30 feet? Stop.
All right, Bonesy, just like rattles his little bony way down the hallway. He walks under the spears. No ill effect occurs.
Well, it's perfectly fine for people who are already dead. Haleth, you could go through.
Have you already named the skeleton?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, you should be called Vinny Bones.
Get out of here. So you say that to Haleth, and he scowls at you, and he says, "We've wasted enough time. You have the Ettin's treasure. Now let's go."
Oh, that makes sense that would be that. All right.
Okay.
We'll take
Jewel steps forward,
Okay.
and she's gonna give like a cursory look at either of the statues in case there's like the last statue had a circlet underneath it.
So as you get closer, you can see there's another statue back here. So that statue, down at the end of the hall, has stone rubble piled all around its feet. But its spear is held across its chest and is made of gold. It is a shimmering statue made of gold. Or the statue isn't, but the spear is.
Touches the spear.
Okay, yeah. So, and this is actually a great place to take our first break as Jewel reaches up a furry hand to take the golden spear from the statue. We're going to take a break. Stick around. We're going to find out what happens when Jewel takes the spear right after this.
The answer is treasure.